Alex Sinclair here. I am an abuser. I lost my first love due to my own behavior. The loss wasn't from a lack of money, inadequate looks, lack of wit, or lack of intelligence. It was purely my own treatment onto this individual that drove them away. From not giving her enough space to fallacious accusations of infidelity and repeated insulting jokes, which she clearly didn't like, and overall a passive-aggressive tone in a lot of our conversations. She had given me her all. Every shred of free time she had, we spent in video chats or late night calls. I would accuse her that she didn't care. She did everything for me, but all I did was tear it down. This woman was willing to build a future with me, but I tore that down as well. She saved her virginity for me. Waited for me to arrive so that we could bond with that level of closeness. And I tore it down. I blame no one else but myself for the downfall of our relationship. It was from my own lack of an ability to be the mature individual, because I was older than her, to let go of past petty child's play and treat a person as an individual. And she, much like I asked her, how did she recover from her sexual assault? And she said, I treat people as individuals, not as groups. From the very beginning, she said that to me, and she did not hate all men. But I hated all women. For what happened to me was much, much less. All I couldn't let go was just child's play with kitty loved of games of high school and middle school. I let the distaste of that base my level of anger for every relationship to come, for every affair to come in the future. She had the patience of a saint towards me, and my outbursts of anger and bipolar behavior, and the roller coaster of happiness and sadness that our relationship would go through, that I would cause. It's saddening to know, and people told me this, and people told me that this vitriol and disdain for other people is going to rot you from the inside out, and it's going to destroy your relations with people. And it did. MGTOW's like movement, it did. It didn't help me find my own way. I just used it as a reason. I used MGTOW as a reason to be bitter towards people, as a sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy to drive people away. just as in the anime of Princess Mononoke, how the boar, upon his final moments of life, having his flesh eaten out by maggots, he started to lash out at everybody and everything. And upon his final moments of life, he said, "Thou shalt suffer just as I have." And for 6 years of my life, I thought that was a valid lifestyle. I took that perspective onto myself and deeply believed in it. And it really led to my own shortcomings with other people. It led me to drive meaningful people out of my life. Over what? Over what? Holding on to kids' games, essentially? I contemplated suicide after this loss, because I've never had a person so dear to me just vanish. Just vanish. And I don't blame her. I hold no shred of anger towards her, because this was 150% my fault. I'm not bitter about it. I'm just sad and deeply, deeply depressed. Contemplating suicide even, because I recognize the very specific circumstances that we met under, and I won't be able to find a person like this ever again. I just won't. If any of you out there have stumbled upon my channel from my unreasonable comments, from my arguments where I never recognized both sides of the party, I just lashed out just to lash out, just because it was edgy. This loss took a devastating blow to my ego. I thought I was Superman, that I could just say anything and hurt anybody, and that there would be no real consequences. Oh, just because I'm on the internet saying these things. But no, there are consequences. Being an abuser to other people, you not only abuse them, you abuse yourself. You rot yourself from the inside out. And people see that, and people see you as this individual, and they want to distance themselves from you. I'm sorry. I may not be able to survive this. I was just thinking, why not I just end it now? I would never have to experience this kind of a loss ever again. There's no point. I could just go home right now and end it. And it will all be over. I never murdered anyone. So it's not like forces of karma will treat me that bad. Possibly in whatever afterlife there may be. I want redemption. I want to seek... No. I can't even say I want to seek forgiveness, because what's done is done. The deed is done. I can't take back the past. If you're watching this, thank you. If you're watching this, thank you. You have stumbled upon my channel. Goodbye.